Hello all, hola mi gente, ¿cómo está que na? It's me, Miss Ashling, and you are most welcome here at my channel. So today, a little bit of my life philosophy, and if you're new to the channel, you may not know that I have many challenges that have begun to affect me now that I'm in my 40s. I have an autoimmune disorder called lupus, and one of the best things for lupus is to figure out what's bothering you, complain about it, and then go and solve the problem. See, that's the thing. You always have to focus on solving the problem. Problems don't go away if we don't try to solve them, right? I want joy. Whoa. There's joy, but also there's joy and shadow. Wait, can I? Anyway, let go and have fun. Let go and have fun. Let go. Let go. If I didn't let go on the daily, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. So today, I woke up real stiff. The weather has been up and down, up and down, up and down in New York. I never do well in the summer, but I'm trying to handle it, The AC isn't even on yet, which is good. And I've got on my Superman t-shirt today. Hold on a second. I'm gonna stand up without falling over because I'm sitting on the stool in front of my chair. Soups. I'll also take the opportunity. I don't know if this will come out, but let's see. Let's go and have fun. Yeah, that's actually a bag from the Five Below store. That's where I go to get stuff like supplies and new fidgets. So speaking of, they also have like fitness stuff there, and I needed a new pair of mesh fitness gloves. Mesh fitness gloves. So let's check these out now. There is a little thing right there we're gonna cut off. And we really have to get in there. Don't cut ourselves. There we go. So, this time last year, I could barely lift a grocery bag. In my last year of teaching, I had gotten the vid like once before, and of course it was atrocious, but the second time, oh my god, the second time was so crazy. I needed a back brace just to sit down. It was a nightmare. I remember, and I'm a sciencey girl, so I had to get a lot of x-rays and all sorts of other stuff, and I was fascinated by my x-rays. But it also helped me understand more about my body and what I needed to do. So I took my physical therapy extremely seriously because I saw my spine. So I have gotten to the point where I can start incorporating weights. So my fragile skin, lupus does that, requires some gloves. So I got a pair for $3 at Five Below because my last pair was ripped to shreds from me working out before. So the other thing that I would like to do and I'm not ready for basketball because the running back and forth across the court requires stamina that I do not have yet. I can't run at top speed across the street. And I can run to catch the bus, right. But I'm not yet running, and I was never that great of a long distance runner to begin with. But I was like, I need one of my sports. So I was like, dare I do tennis? So it also will really help. And yeah, I talked to the PT about it. Even just performing exercises with the racket and not worrying about hitting the ball, because hitting the ball is going to provide pain. Making contact with the ball will be pain. It will be jarring for my shoulder, but I'm going to be enormously silly and just go to a nice open space, probably Central Park or Van Cortlandt Park or somewhere else where there's other people like me just doing random weird stuff, and just work on my swing. I was like, that's a great idea, just working on the swing, because being able to have to carry something in my hands that isn't that heavy. A tennis racket isn't that heavy at all, but it's giving me an extra weight before I actually have to use weights. Because then I'd have to put on my back brace, and no, I'm not doing that. It's like, if I'm going to the Ren Fair, it does make a great corset, but other than that, no. And the Ren Fair is way out of the budget, way out of the budget. No, all that stuff ain't happening. I'm still trying to figure out if they still do Teacher Day at Comic-Con. It's like Teacher Librarian Day. If they do, I might add that to my one thing I do in October. That's not good. It's Halloween, so I'm budgeting very carefully for Halloween this year, because I didn't get to enjoy it at all last year. So I'm just looking forward to enjoying being outside again and pretending to be out. Because I just want to let go and have fun. I did a lot of, in my 20s, a lot of my exercise was related to breast cancer awareness. And so, I know people, of course, I think a lot of us do, with any kind of cancer. And so a lot of the work I did in the aughts was charity-based. I know a lot of those charities turned on to be not always on the up and up. And look, I live in New York. I know a ton about capitalism. My eyes are all polleny. I'm just dealing with it. So it has a zipper. And another zipper. No, it does not. Not on the other side. I don't know why my brain thought there would be. So, when I was younger, there was the tennis courts for the people on Wall Street. And there was the tennis courts that were in the park. woke up early enough, you could get a quart before like the clubs that rented the space took over. Or at least that was, you know, the two things that I knew about at the time. And it was a nice sport because you only needed one other person to play. And like, you could find one person. You would think in New York there's so many people here. Why is it that you always struggle to find somebody to do something? You know, because we're all so freaking busy. Everybody is so busy. So being somebody who was stuck in the house, hey, it could have been 50, 60 years ago and I would have been in like, they called them asylums at the time, sanatoriums or something like that, you know. But now, like, people with long-term chronic illnesses can recover at home. But back in the day, it wasn't like that, you know. So yeah, was I bored? Out of my mind. Out of my mind. But I was always determined to get back out there and to do what I needed to do. So I wanted to make this video about, I don't know, like motivation to fight your challenges and to keep going even when like physically you think you can't. Like, it's not about, like, how long ago was this? I think 2015 or 2016, I had appendicitis and I had to have an emergency appendectomy. It was not pleasant. And I was in the hospital for longer than a person normally would be because my white blood cell count wouldn't rise because, hello, lupus, right? So it took me a bit. But in order for it to work, for me to be able to get things going, I couldn't just lay there in the bed. No. Your girl took her IV, whatever they call that, the stick, the metal thing, and was walking up and down and around my hallway, on my floor, making the nurses laugh. And I just kept walking until I finished the circle. And at first, of course, it took a long time to finish that circle. And I needed to rest longer in between each time. But it got to the point where I was walking like normal. I could lift my book, I could lift my Kindle. Like, that was like the amount of weight that I could have. And I was able to sit up and down. It was excruciating, but I made sure to, like, not like I'm sitting there doing crunches, no, but just to get up. And so I was physically ready to walk out of the hospital on my own. They don't let you, they put you in a wheelchair until you get to like the curb. They don't want to lose you. But my white blood cell count. I was so bored, but that's how you do it. As somebody with chronic illness who has made it to middle age, which in this day and age you can do it. It's easier, and I do not like to rely on pharmaceuticals. No. They're expensive and they're increasingly caustic. They're expensive, and every doctor like tells you something different. And I don't know what you guys, my lovelies out there who don't know the US medical system, or confused by it, or are here in the US and are still confused by it. It makes no sense. And for somebody with a chronic illness, like, I have constantly had different doctors, because your doctors can decide not to take your medical insurance, and your medical insurance comes from your job. For the most part, it's very hard to get the government insurance. I speak from experience, so it's a process. So if you like, I would, even though I had the same insurance for a bunch of years when I was a teacher, my doctors and certain hospitals just decided if they were going to take the insurance or not. So that forces you to almost every year, at least every other year, to find a new doctor. Or your doctor leaves the practice, or it's very difficult. So I looked for very specific assistance while I had the opportunity, and saw a pain management specialist who helped me do the natural pain relievers, and life-changing. And I'm no longer a teacher, and I do not drive. I'm very serious about that. There are some pharmaceuticals that I'm like, maybe people shouldn't be driving on that. But they love, by they, I'm like, them. They don't, like, it is economically beneficial to prescribe medicines. And there's a huge opioid epidemic in the US. And that's all caused by pharmaceuticals. That's, so my experience with pharmaceuticals is the side effects are insane. Since I switched to different medically advised medications and physical therapies and dietary changes, I am probably as healthy now as I was in my 20s. I'm also the same weight I was in my 20s. And interestingly, the same height. During the pandemic, I think part of the spinal issues, I shrunk because it was compressed. And I remember feeling very weird. And so with my posture correction, posture, I'm back at my old height. I knew, I was like, what, am I shrinking already? So I'm like really happy to be like back at my height. And yeah, it was really annoying to have to wear a back brace to retrain my muscles, but it was worth it. So anyway, I'm starting to sweat because it's the sun comes in. I get morning sun. I'm in a big apartment building, and I get morning sun. And the building in front of me, it's like a rear window, Jimmy Stewart, Alfred Hitchcock kind of situation. And it's like we're the same height. And the sun just like smacks into me first. And it's just like, I can't breathe, it's too hot. So I'm gonna go get up and turn on the AC before I do my workout. And in the evening, the sun hits the windows and smashes right into you, and it's just like ding. It's like getting hit by a ray of sunshine, and it's like, sun's powerful. to use sunscreen because, I mean, everybody should. I think. Yeah, because I can't get sunburned. It could get infected. Yeah, lupus and sun are not friends. But it's okay. It's okay. I love the sun from afar and with sunscreen and under a cap or visor or a big, obnoxious sun hat. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I look like I'm going to the Kentucky Derby sometimes, but I need to protect my face. Anyway, so is there any personal growth that you want to do? You can comment down below and stuff. I can help motivate you. I know that I need to also, oh wait, that was nice, right? I know that I need to get more steps in. It's been too hot to walk outside, so I've been relying on my stationary bike. But my butt wants to be outside and not sitting down. And for the past 3 days, I've gotten my 10,000 steps, so that's been exciting.